Okay, so this video is about the do's and don'ts of body checking. Now, there's some body checks that you can do. Those would be kind of like just maybe hitting another person with your waist or side to scoot them out of the way a bit.
Bergeron, look out here. Oh, what a hit! Brian Campbell with a super check on Marchand.
But you don't want to do it too hard, because then that would result in a penalty. And these are the do's and don'ts with it. You don't want a penalty, but you do want to get the puck.
Talking about checking, there's all sorts of different kinds of checks that you can put on another player to try to take them off the puck, and so your team gets the puck, or you get the puck. So one of those Sebastian just mentioned is using your hips to knock somebody, kind of bump somebody off the play, and we'll demonstrate this here in a minute. And that is called a hip check, just how, like it might sound. There's other kinds of checking, like using your stick to do a poke check, okay, where you just kind of use your stick to kind of knock the puck off of somebody else's stick.
This is the don'ts. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to get a penalty for your team. You don't want to hurt a player so seriously in the checks.
Or at all.
Or at all. In the checks that you get a penalty.
Oh, there's the camera. I caught it.
Like, say if I hit it to my teammate here, Dad.
We're teammates now.
Well,
We're going to be opponents for this demonstration.
yeah.
All right.
But if I hit it to, say, my teammate Dad, but then the mean hockey player who doesn't play by the rules, Billy, decides to come in and block Dad before the puck's even close to him, then that would be called interference.
Okay. Yep. So let's say here's the puck, and the puck's like way over there, and Sebastian's trying to go get it, and then I come along and go, "Oh no, you don't, son! Oh, out of the way." So that would be called interference because the puck is not within a few feet. All right, so there's no puck battle necessarily happening there. It's just me trying to get him out of the way because I know that what he's going to try to do. All right. Okay, the next one we're going to talk about is an illegal form of checking is something called charging, which is where you go really, really out of your way and really, really fast just to hit somebody. So, and also it comes with if you leave your skates also to hit the person, that's part of charging, and will definitely get you charging penalty. Here I am, I'm the player, I need the puck. I got the puck. Alright, well, you also demonstrated something called cross-checking there, where you could see that Sebastian used his stick as a battering ram with two hands to knock me over as well. So that could have been called cross-checking or charging in that case. Alright? We're going to talk about another illegal check, or another illegal use of part of your body is called elbowing, where you literally, just like it sounds, use your elbow to hit somebody. Now you can kind of use your elbow to kind of push people out of the way, certainly, but to use it as a kind of a blunt force object against somebody, especially their head, will get you an elbowing penalty. So let's try that right now. Come on over here. I'm gonna. Okay, ready? Here comes my opponent. We're gonna battle for the puck. I don't know where the puck went. That's okay. Pretend we have a puck. And then I got that with my elbow right into your face. That's a penalty. You alright? You're on the ground. Alright, I can't get it. Turn it if I can show you. There we go. Yeah, that's often the result of elbowing. A felled opponent. And at least 2 minutes in the box, if not more. You might get a game misconduct for a a vicious elbow sometimes. So you gotta be careful. So another thing that's illegal, another illegal check, it involves your stick. So just like with cross-checking, where you use two hands to hit somebody as a battering ram kind of thing, a much less severe use of the stick is to hook somebody, but it'll still draw a 2-minute penalty. So let me demonstrate. We're battling for the puck, like this, and I hook him down to the ground. Alright, so kind of using your stick as like a little fish hook to hook your opponent down. 2 minutes in the box. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Get up. And roughing is just kind of a general overly physical check, you know, that's going to potentially cause harm, physical harm to your opponent. So that can draw a roughing penalty, or if you're just grappling with another player, you throw them to the ground, something like that, that'll give you a roughing. All right, so we're going to demonstrate that. So Sebastian's going to get a roughing penalty for doing an illegal check on me. So, all right. Oh,
sorry.
That's high sticking. We'll talk about that next. All right, so here I am. I'm getting ready for the puck. Where's the puck? And then all of a sudden, here comes a player who's going to just be extra rough with me. That's roughing. Okay, another illegal check is one that involves your stick as well, and that is slashing. So it's not a horror film reference necessarily, or motion, although it kind of has that resemblance. So slashing is where you use your stick to kind of whack away at your opponent. Okay, we'll do a demonstration. Okay, there we go. Well, yeah, they'll call slashing for hitting your opponent's stick, slashing your opponent's stick, but also slashing at their hands and wrists and legs. You can get a penalty for any of that. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's see a harder slash, right? Whack me on the arm. Right here. Oh, that should hurt. All right, so that's called slashing.
And we want to make a shout out to Cousin Carl there.
Hey, Cousin Carl. I believe the last one we're going to do here is something called high sticking. So we just mentioned that a second ago. So that is, yes, putting your stick above shoulder height, or just using your stick in an unsafe way and it gets up into somebody's face, hits them in the nose, hits them in the chin, God forbid hits them in the eye, or even, you know, on the side of the head. So just any misuse of your stick in the high head area region will get you a high sticking penalty. 2 minutes, sometimes 4 minutes. If you draw blood, it's 4 minutes. I always thought that was kind of strange, that you had to draw blood to get 4 minutes. Wouldn't it be just bad enough if you hit somebody in the nose or the eye, you should get 4 minutes. But anyway.
Drawing blood
right,
should be like a penalty for half the game.
Yeah, or the whole game.
Yeah,
okay.
The whole game.
Here we go. Fighting for the puck. Go ahead and hit me. Oh. Wait, no, like literally hit me in the head. Okay, just not super hard, okay?
You okay?
Your blood? No blood. Only 2 minutes.
Oh, man.
What if I had a little blood capsule I could put in the corner of my mouth and bite down on it when I needed to? That would give you an extra 2 minutes, son. All right. That's high sticking. Well, here we are at home. in quarantine mode. So we're going to do a little indoor hockey to finish off our video about checking.
Because of the coronavirus, we're staying indoors.
Yeah. So we realize we still need to demonstrate how to do good legal checking. So we're going to do a poke check, and we're going to show a legal hip check, and what else? Any other kind of legal check that we can think of. So hope everybody's doing okay, and you're drinking lots of water and staying healthy. Everything to say?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Good. All right. Yeah, you can certainly you can slap it away, but even just with one hand, going like this, and knocking it off. All you're trying to do is just knock the puck off of the opponent's stick so that it's a loose puck now, and hopefully one of your teammates can get it if you can't, or whatever. But you're just trying to disrupt their momentum. Okay, so try it one more time. I'll come at you. There you go. Good. All right, that's the poke check.
Next, we're going to do the hip check or body check.
Okay. So a hip check / body check. Really, they're all. A hip check is just a body check, and the legal version of a body check involves just bumping the player off the puck. Go ahead and take the puck, and you just kind of come up and knock them out of the way. Don't exaggerate too much, because you don't want to have too much force. If you knock the person straight into the boards head first or something, you might get a boarding penalty if you're too aggressive with it, or if you take a run at somebody like in charging, or if you use your elbow or your stick in some kind of way. Those are not legal, of course. We talked about that. Those are not legal body checks. But moving somebody out of the way, just using your body in general, either your hip area, okay, certainly your arm area, upper arm, okay, but you got to be careful not to collide any part of your body with their head. Okay, so you don't want, obviously that's the elbowing, but even your shoulder, if you guide it up into their head area, that's a penalty too, I'm sure. I didn't even touch it. Alright, so those are illegal body checks. We'll do a quick demo of that. Here we go. So you do one on me now. I got the puck. Body check. Oh, nice body check. Oh. You want to try to get in their way a little bit. Okay, you can kind of cut them off. As long as you're playing the puck, and it's legal. If you try to do that when the opponent doesn't have the puck, then that's where it's a penalty. Okay, so you don't want to do that. It's called interference if you take somebody out of the play and they don't even have the puck. But if there's a puck battle, or if you're trying to
I'm gonna get the puck
play an opponent with the puck, then that is most likely a legal check. All right, hip check.
Now I have a high sticking penalty.
Okay, anything else?
I think that's all.
All right, everybody. Be healthy.